peace, peace. Happy now. Now's the vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now, we are not down here to make friends. you know, for one, there's levels to this. You know, with a lot of information that comes out, you know, a lot of beings or a lot of energies just get lumped into one, as far as like with the we are all one. But people have to realize we are all one in the sense of like how our body, as above so below, how our body is all one. Our body is all one, but yet they have different different organs, you know all kind of different textures and elements. You know what I'm saying? Like you got bone, you got muscle, you got red blood cells, white blood cells, you got mitochondria and what's the other little parts of the cells, ribosomes and cell walls. It's all kind of different parts. And if all those different parts acted all the same, or gave up their individuality, then the body would, body wouldn't run properly. It's a certain level of, uniqueness and individuality that we maintain while being and while understanding that we all are interconnected. But it's different levels to the shift as far as like, again, everybody might say, for instance, everybody who's becoming awakened at this moment, might label themselves as light beings or, star seeds, different things of this nature, but it's different levels to that. As a whole, we are beings that knew more of our existence, on a higher level, so of course, the quote unquote average Joe, will be able to tap into these energies. You know what I'm saying? A person with the lightest amount of melanin, because again, even with that situation where it does play a part, but it's not for us to get lost in the sauce of, uh, who melanin I could visibly see or not. You know what I'm saying? Because another thing too, what a lot of people don't get is that mostly everybody on this plane of existence have melanin. It's just that some beings, due to whatever karmic playouts and situations where they might have less visible melanin, but for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying, uh, quote unquote white people, as some people are labeled as white people, actually have melanin, you know and and on a neural level for sure, but because I was telling somebody it takes like a backwood like my grandfather, 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 grandfather hated melanated people. you know like it would take that type of family to not have a drop of melanin within their being. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, if you've been, your ancestors or anybody in the extension of your bodysuit, on an ancestral level, been on this plane of existence, it's kind of hard to dodge, that melanin. That's why they create that one drop rule. And again, it's that, that discernment, because of course I know better than to get lost in the sauce of, who got melanin or what got melanin and what doesn't. You know what I'm saying? But it is something, just like sticking our head in the sand, like where, certain information we're selective with, and I've experienced this on my growth too, you know what I'm saying? Where, we want to stick our head not in the sand dealing with certain things, but then pull it out for other things as far as like, oh, color, oh, wait, hold on, I don't see that, you know. And it's like, how could I give a proper diagnosis? And I made multiple videos about this. Like, if I told somebody, like, as a, like, basically prescribing certain things to certain beings, you know, it's different, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you have a high level of melanin in your body, you have to eating different foods may be have different effects depending on, you know, the levels of melanin within the bodysuit. But that's the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? This is, you know, a bodysuit, and again, it's not to be taken out of context of like a superiority or inferiority complex. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's as above, so below. You know, the liver and the stomach and the heart and the lungs is doing just fine with their differences. So why can't, you know, us beings in this human body suits in a reflective manner of the as above, so below aspect, you know, why can't, you know, and I say why can't we maintain this? We can, but you know, again, it's like realizing that correlation, you know, just because somebody brings up these different, you know, that's acknowledge the different, you know, uniquenesses within our body suits. That doesn't mean somebody is being hateful or, you know, trying to separate. Now, of course, if they're looking at it from an aspect of, oh, I'm inferior to you because of what, you know, my bodysuit, or I'm superior to you because of my bodysuit, you know, then it gets taken out of context. But you know, it's different levels, and also what I was getting at too, you know, again, is we didn't come down here to make friends. We came down here to be truthful, and I guess that's me sharing all that, getting to that aspect. Like, you know, it's about truth and authenticity, and not saying things that people will want to hear, but saying the things that are truthful and that we need to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, with that head in the sand vibe of, you know, I don't see color, I don't see color. Well, how could I operate on my chakras? How could I know which color to wear with what chakra? You know, like, so say for instance, and try, you know, see how that works for you as far as like if your crown chakra needs some healing, work with red stones that work with the root chakra instead of the crown, and see how that works for you. Or, you know, you're trying to intune your, you know, your sacral chakra, you know, that's an orange color. You know, try using blue colors and blue stones to accommodate for, you know, for helping your sacral chakra, and see how that works for you. You know, it takes a level of, again, acknowledgement, you know, of what's going on around us, you know what I'm saying? But without getting lost in it, you know, realizing we are we are beings on the human experience. You know, we are source, the universe, you know, souls, spirits, you know, however, whatever the English spell word you want to use. You know, but you know, God on a human experience, and you know, realizing, again, and I just always think to like movies or just certain aspects that, you know, because people familiar with movies, but that aspect of like, you know, certain beings that, you know, so uniquely consciously advanced that they're gonna seem strange to, you know, almost everybody, you know, because this world been in an insane way of living and being, you know, so of course these things are gonna seem outlandish to somebody who's been living in a, you know, insane vibe and forget in a being that done forgot who and what they are, you know. And this is a reminder again, like for myself, like seeing like, all right, damn, you know, we really, you know, have this unique vibe, and you know, because at first I'm like, ah, nah, I'm like, Because what you don't want to think of yourself like is like, oh yeah, I'm extremely unique, unlike nobody else from an egotistical perspective. Like you don't want to get lost in no ego of like, how unique you are, but it's like having to step back and acknowledge like, all right, damn, maybe there are a certain select few as far as like a level of uniqueness and bringing down this energy right now in these times, you know. And with that being said, realizing that not to trip out or think you're doing something wrong just because you seem like you're so different from the rest of society or the rest of a social norm. And again, it's about us being authentic and truthful and not just saying what's nice. That's why, if you go down through all my videos, I'm going to say something that's going to disrupt all kinds of egos, you know, and the ego standpoint of overly identifying with a certain identity, whether it's being black or white or whatever, race you consider yourself to be, whether it's your sexual orientation that you may overly identify with, over identifying with anything, you're gonna get your feelings hurt. And it's not your feelings that's being hurt. Your higher self is always in alignment with the higher you that you are, you know what I'm saying? But whenever we find ourselves like feeling butthurt about information or something of that nature, that's because that information, came at that identity, like a certain identity that we may be overly identifying with, you know. Like if I'm a truck driver, now you got a truck driver that realizes he's got on a human experience, and you got a truck driver that all they know is being a human and truck driving, you know what I'm saying? So if I be like, oh man, in all reality, truck drivers do this and do that, you know what I'm saying? And that's hindering to spiritual growth. Let's just say, I say something in the lines of that, like, oh, truck drivers do this and that really hinder their soul, you know. Nah, the truck driver that realizes you got on the human experience, like, oh yeah, that is true, this and that, because that truck driver not identifying as just a truck driver, it realized the bigger picture. But then over here, this truck driver that all he know is being human and a truck driver, oh, you threatening, like, oh man, oh, truck driver, this and that, oh, that ain't true, or this and that, you know what I'm saying? And also this correlated to the pain body spoken of in the book The Power of Now, but that pain body get activated in that egoic mind that's like overly identifying as being just a truck driver. It feels threatened because that's all it is. Like think about it. If all something sees itself is that one thing, then if you say anything towards that one thing, then it loses it. You in essence trying to kill its identity because it's identifying with that place or that realm of existence. You know what I'm saying? Compared to a being that realizes the bigger picture and realizes more than these different identifications within this physical realm, you know what I'm saying? And again, this is ain't nothing wrong with embracing our uniqueness, within our bodysuit. It's just like as above, so below, on a level of how we operate with certain things in this realm. Like if I go get a vehicle, if I like the color red, I'm gonna get a red vehicle. If I like the color black, I'm gonna get a black vehicle. If I like the color orange, I'm gonna get an orange vehicle. If I like the color white, I'm gonna get a white vehicle. But I'm not getting lost in the vibe of like how I say, I want to get a color that I like, but that doesn't mean I'm overly identifying with like, oh, I only want to drive around with other red cars. Or I only want to drive around with other white cars. I only want to drive around with other black cars. Only, you know what I'm saying? Just because you may have a favorite color, doesn't make you automatically you hate the other colors because you like one certain color. You know what I'm saying? It it would have to, like, again, and that's how a lot of these little defense mechanisms, like reverse psychology racism type of vibes of, you know, again, like if I like a red cars, me saying I like red cars, you know, don't put words in my mouth and back. Oh, so you hate all other colors of the cars too, since you like red one? Like, well, no, who said that? You know what I'm saying? At that point, you putting words in my mouth. You know, but we again not about making friends. Now, I mean, of course, we not. And again, as I say, it's not about making friends. We're not down here, you know, trying to forcefully, be mean or like against friendship, like, like, so just because we're not down here to be nice and trying to make friends doesn't mean that we not going to display niceness, and that doesn't mean that we're not going to make friends, in essence. But again, on a soul purpose level and us becoming our greatest version and connecting with our higher self, we're gonna be more authentic and more truthful. And again, in a society that's been lying to itself for so long, that's why truth has become something that is brutal. Like, oh man, that was a brutal truth, or that was blunt. Like, nah, there's no such thing as brutal and blunt. The truth is the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, that's when we stepping into those next levels of just dealing with the truth, no matter what little aspect of what we identify with get broken down. It's like, hey, if you feeling like that area got broken down or feeling bad, after somebody said something about, a certain group or whatever that you may identify with, then maybe you were overly identifying with that energy. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's a balance in our experience too. The mind, body, and soul are all equally important. So as much as we are sourced on the human experience, and our true existence is within spirit and soul, and that this bodysuit is temporary. This bodysuit is still just is equally important as my spirit, and again, mind, body, and soul are all equally important to this experience, because if God is everything, which it is, if source is everything, then that means it's my bodysuit as well. You know what I'm saying? But it's just not for me to get lost in being just this bodysuit. It's like, nah, this is the bodysuit that my soul is dealing with and using, but it's not the end all be all. But again, it's also a balance. I'm not going to ignore my bodysuit or hate my bodysuit just because I know I'm a spirit on a human experience, because I see it. And again, this is like, I see this within the growth, especially like I can only speak from my perspective and growing up with this bodysuit and the perspective of that, you know what I'm saying, where a lot of melanated people deal with that vibe of being coached to hate themselves and seeing, or should I say, coached to hate their bodysuits, you know what I'm saying, and their deeper existence, so with that being said, like, some people, where was I gonna go with that? It's like speaking on hating your bodysuit, and just it's coming around. Just getting to that aspect, being taught to hate your bodysuit in such a manner, and just realizing that it's a balance. You're not trying to hate your bodysuit, you know, and loving your bodysuit doesn't mean that you're overly identifying with your bodysuit. Again, it is an important aspect of your being, and now is the vibrate. Right now, you're in a bodysuit. You know what I'm saying? So it is important for you to, again, treat your bodysuit, bodysuit, mind, and soul equally important. You know, but again, being taught to hate, your bodysuit, so you fall into a realm of like, of indirectly, hating yourself in some way, form, or fashion. Because again, we are not our bodysuits, but just because we're not our bodysuit doesn't mean I'm gonna walk around hating my bodysuit, or like, oh man, I'm trying to leave out his bodysuit, or we all are here on this human. If you able to watch this video now in the human bodysuit, now is the vibrating. You in the human bodysuit for a reason, So again, it's a balance with our existence, because certain people slick side trying to get people to like, oh no, you're just spirit, and there is no color and this and that. You know what I'm saying? It's like trying to get you to be on the extreme. You know what I'm saying? Of like, again, because that's the whole thing with mind control and throwing people off, is to get you on the extreme of either one or the other, either overly identifying with your bodysuit or totally unidentifying with it to the point where you're just floating around here and not really doing what you came down here to do. Because that would benefit somebody for you to just be floating around here, you know what I'm saying, with no focus and just, floating in one extreme, you know what I'm saying, instead of balancing yourself out and really realizing that, again, the mind, body, and soul is equally important, and like again, within this realm of reality right now, like, again, as above so below, these different organs within the bodysuit, maintain their unique individuality while not using that unique individuality to be mad at each other, or to be, to go against each other, or to hate each other. Using that uniqueness to play, to play their little part, to make the whole thing run, you know what I'm saying? Make the whole thing run well, you know what I'm saying? It's through the cooperation of these different organs and cells who look different. Because imagine if, again, if the certain organs and stuff like, oh, I don't see color, so instead of using white blood cells, I'm gonna use red ones because I don't see color in this moment. And then, and then the infection don't get, the infection in your body get worse because your body don't see color, so instead of the white blood cells, which would be perfect for this situation, as far as again, dealing with the bacteria or getting rid of infection in the body, I'm gonna just send some more red blood cells, or because I don't see color, like, again, that would cause a lot of dysfunction, to ignore things that's in front of you, like ignoring the fact that a melanated person's bodysuit allows for them to withstand heat more, or it allows for a level of being athletic on whole other levels. You think about a Michael Jordan, LeBron James, or Jim Brown, or certain athletes and stuff like that. That's something that you cannot deny. And by loving these aspects of our bodysuit, that doesn't mean I hate other bodysuits. I mean, I'm grateful for the bodysuit I'm in. Because also, like, again, that's positive and negative to everything in this existence. So with that being able to run fast, jump high, whatever, you also, have the aspect of your bodysuit being more of your worst enemy due to that ability, because it could hit those extremes. So, it could be highly positive for you, but also highly negative, you know what I'm saying? Because that's also, like a genie, your wish is my command, and the whether carbon, melanin, it's like a genie, you know what I'm saying? If you're not taking care of things, then it could be just as worse. Like then you fall into, drugs and all these things that are extremely unhealthy, due to going to that polar opposite. You know what I'm saying? While people uh, that may have less melanin don't have to deal with those extremes. You know what I'm saying? So, again, we all have our uniqueness, and one doesn't make the other. One is not better than the other. You know, it's just different aspects of uniqueness. You know what I'm saying? Like the stomach, not better than the kidneys, or the kidneys better than the brain, or the brain better than the heart. Like they all equally important to this bodysuit. You know, and when they're, uh, you know, in, when they're comfortable in their individual uniqueness, what I'm saying, this bodysuit operates at at such a high level compared to like if the and again either extreme, like if the organs in the body was like, oh, we're all one, I have no individuality, we all run the same, let's all pump blood like the heart, and give up our individuality that's been given to us, and just all try to be like the heart, the body going like, what's going on? Shut down. Or on the opposite extreme, oh, I'm the liver. You different from me, intestine, so I ain't working with you. Well, fuck you, liver. And since you like the heart and the lungs, I ain't working with them either. Oh, that's all right, cause the brain got my back. Or the brain like, speak for yourself. This and that, like So like, if the individuality was taken to a place of being egoic, and very dual minded, you know, then that would also be harmful. So, taken to a place of like extreme ego, or egoic mind, overly identifying, or on the polar opposite of not identifying enough, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we're all one, you know what I'm saying? So when I get hungry, I take some food and put it in your mouth because we're all one anyway, and that's the sauce that they're trying to lose you in, you know what I'm saying? To make you give up your individual uniqueness, that you ask for in this experience. Now the vibrate, you know what I'm saying? You have your unique bodysuit and your uniqueness for a reason, you know what I'm saying? And it's us going within ourselves and, seeing like uh, what lessons we came down here to learn, to teach ourselves within this lifetime, you know what I'm saying? Like what things we growing from, whether it was like past lives that we were constantly being hindered by a certain energy, and it pops back in this lifetime for us to realize it and grow from it, to to transmute that energy from our soul signature, so that when we transition, we lighter than a feather, we not heavy, because we realize all this was a human experience, and I did what I had to do within that human experience. I'm good. It's like, all right, past go. Oh. And I like to make in the sense of like heaven or hell, but uh, but it is a level again of just ascending past this realm, and knowing that again we are God, or the universe, God, source. I like to say source or universe on a human experience. You know what I'm saying? But again, to deny the unique individuality within this experience, is like just as much as a spit in the face as overly identifying with, a certain aspect of this experience. It's like, we got our uniqueness for a reason, there's a reason I got, hair with this texture, you know, skin with this tone, or a bodysuit with a certain height, certain width. You know what I'm saying? Like that all goes into it, you know what I'm saying? Like being grateful for every aspect of our being, you know what I'm saying? Because realizing, again, it's, it's all interconnected, it's all us, but it's not looking at it from the perspective of like, oh, we're all one, I have no individuality. When I get hungry, I could stick a fork in your mouth and that will help feed me because we're all one. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that lost vibe, you know what I'm saying, that they trying to bring a lot of people to, you know, and just realizing that. Matter of fact, check out my video on New Age movement or New Age Ascension Hangover. I did it more than one, but it's either Ascension Hangover or New Age Movement Hangover or both, if you look it up. But anyway, again, 12:12. Again, we're here to be our authentic, true, soulful selves. We're here to be, bringers of truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, or should I say, expressions of truth? Energetic, conscious expressions within a bodysuit. Expressing authenticity and truth, because we all have a unique part to play within this realm of existence. And if we out trying to be somebody else, you know, or listening too much to books or to other people's lectures and not listening to our heart enough, then we'll get lost in somebody else or something else's sauce. You know what I'm saying? We get lost in something else energy. And literally, like, in essence, that's how you become a lost soul, is not sitting in your own, vibrational uniqueness from a soul perspective. When you go to just listening to the outsiders a little bit too much. That's why when a lot of people ask me questions and things like this, I'm like, first and foremost, you want to get your inner guidance up to a level where you don't have to ask people these types of questions externally. Where it should be something that your inner guidance should point you to. Now, of course, I get the situation too. Like, of course, sometimes when our inner guidance not strong, uh, we can get guidance externally. Kind of like whenever we're not listening to our spirit guides, or we're ignoring the messages, so the message comes through somebody else or through a certain life situation that shows you, because you haven't been listening or getting tapped into your own inner intuition and your inner heart space. you know but we're here to be authentic, to embody our unique vibrational signature. you know Matter of fact, I got a video on that. I think it's called Vibrational Signature, if I'm not mistaken. But we have that uniqueness, and to again give up that uniqueness, that's in essence, giving up part of your experience. Again, all aspects of our being are equally important. You know, the Christ aspect, the Lucifer aspect, the mother aspect, the father aspect. Like every aspect of our being is equally important. The two sides to the one coin. You know, it's all equally important. Hot, cold. It's all night, day. and they all uniquely allow for one to exist. The other allows for the other to exist. Because once we take away cold and hot, all you got is just one, whether you want to call it temperature, but you wouldn't even be able to call it temperature in that essence, just be what is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but then but when we say, all right, this is cold right here, but all right, if this is cold, then everything that's not this, could be called hot, you know. And since we have darkness, we could call this over here light. And since we have light, call this dark. You know what I'm saying? Like symbiotic relationship. Not to be again stepping out of that dual mind of, you know, because of course, like on so many levels, again, it's a balance within our experience on so many levels. Yeah, the quote unquote government or oppressors is doing certain things, but it's not getting lost in the sauce of like, oh man, that's them, or they doing this and they doing that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they are doing this and doing that, but also realizing, wait, these beings, these people are an aspect of the whole, you know what I'm saying? And that what they're doing is being the pressure to make a diamond out of me, like they're being that contrast, and that there's beauty, you know what I'm saying, in their being, you know what I'm saying, even if it's no beauty in their being, you know what I'm saying, get what I'm saying? It's like not, again, the balance of, you're not trying to stick your head in the ground and be like, oh man, ain't nothing happening with the government or this and that. They not trying to do this or that. But at the same time, not getting lost in the sauce of overly paying attention to it. Again, as we do our inner work, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna automatically, we're gonna shift consciousness and vibration as we do our inner work. And as we shift consciousness and vibration, automatically we are beings that take action. You know what I'm saying? So indirectly or directly, however you want to say it, but as you take action, your action is gonna embody that new level or that next level of consciousness that's embodied within you. So as you become a person or a being that dissolves duality within you, then your actions are going to dissolve duality externally as well. You know what I'm saying? This dual mindedness, and again, when we're talking about, stepping out of dual mindedness and stepping into this oneness, again, the oneness vibration doesn't mean like, oh, we all one. So again, when I get hungry, I'm gonna give you some food because we all one. Like, nah, we're not gonna be operating on that level. It's just more so the understanding of our interconnectedness and how everything is connected. But we still gonna have our unique individual experience. Again, a balance. Realizing you're one and still having your unique vibrational experience. You know what I'm saying? But definitely just want to share that aspect. But I think that's basically it. Because again, there is something deeper with this. That's why, videos like this, I wasn't planning on this being 40 minutes, but it's like, really speaking this out, you know. But that's basically it. Authenticity and truth, unconditional love, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's about right now. But I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Peace. Peace. Happy now. Now's the vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Peace, peace.